The Tennessee Titans have been waiting for this, an opportunity to find their franchise quarterback in the first overall pick. Mr. Cam Ward does a whole lot of things well, but he also has one major problem that will have to be solved by the Tennessee coaching staff. So let's break down the film. We're going to start off with this cover 3 defense being attacked by a dagger concept by us. So first, we are on the Florida's defense. They're going to be playing cover 3, which means they're going to have 3 defensive backs playing deep thirds. And then under it, they're going to have 3 more shallow defenders. They're going to have this linebacker out protecting the sideline, linebacker in a hook zone over the middle, and then a safety protecting the sidelines on the near side of the football field. Now, what we're going to do to attack this, we are going to use what is called a dagger concept, which is this wide receiver to the top of the screen on the line of scrimmage will be running a post, where this other wide receiver in motion will be running behind him and then running an in route. Now, the idea behind this is that post route is supposed to clear out the defense, while the in route is going to be moving into that area that was just vacated by the defense. And the idea behind this concept is to get that in route open. Now, on the other side of the field, we have, it plays out like a curl flat concept, but the wide receiver runs it like a spacing concept. There's a miscommunication in the huddle between these two players, because there's no way this safety, the tight end and this wide receiver to the bottom of the field are supposed to be as close to each other as they are on this field. And now the final guy is going to be our running back. He's going to be going to the flat to the top of the screen. What he wants to do is he wants to take a flat defender away from that in route to just make the in route even more open than it already should be. But we were playing cover 3, and the defense doesn't go with the post route, and Cam Ward very smartly is able to see this, and he's able to make a big play out of a guy who's not supposed to be the throw here. But this is a great play by Cam Ward, made possible by the velocity that he puts on the football. Cam Ward has NFL level arm strength, which is tough to find in the college game. And he also has that very flexible arm, is able to throw it from multiple angles. That's a very good play there from Cam Ward. This next play is going to be something, again, similar, where we look at what play we're going to be running against this cover 2 defense for Florida. And we're not necessarily confirmed to have this play open. What I'm trying to say is they have a pretty good defense called against our offensive play. So talking about what their defense is, it's going to be a cover 2. So we're going to send both these safeties deep into deep halves of the field. This safety in the middle will be creeping up into a hook zone. And where we want to attack this is either the hole shot to the sideline or right in between our 2 safeties. So what the idea is behind our setup here, we have 2 wide receivers to the top side of the screen, and they have 2 defensive backs over them. And I'm just going to spoil this right now. We have guys, each one of these wide receivers will be running at one of those 2 marked defensive backs. So they have a very good defense called to stop what we are going to be trying to accomplish here. Now, Cam Ward, his arm velocity is going to make it work, and it turns out to be a really good play, even though the play called, it was a coaching win for the Florida defense, but the players dictate the outcomes, not the coaches. Let's talk about what we were doing offensively here. Our wide receiver to I think we can call that a bunch. To the outside of the bunch is going to be on an out route. The front of the bunch is going to be running a corner route, going to be looking like a bench concept to the top of the screen here. What we want to do is, the idea is to high-low a single defender up on the top of the screen, but we don't have a third threat taking away the deep safety, so that corner route isn't going to be as open as he would be on a lot of concepts. But we're just going to take a look at what Cam Ward does here, and he's actually going to be able to absolutely bullet a pass right behind the ear of the safety. The safety takes one step too far to his right and puts himself out of position and allows Cam Ward to throw this right behind him. I mean, that's a great throw from Cam Ward. If you're Florida, you're pretty frustrated that the safety doesn't make a better play on that. He's moving over towards the numbers, and he's just defending nobody. There's one guy running into his zone, and he allows a completion on him. But this completion isn't possible for a lot of quarterbacks who don't throw with the velocity that Cam Ward is able to throw with. Next, we have this play versus Cal, which is an extremely accurate throw coming through here from Cam Ward. Now, they end up sending a nickel blitz, and Cam Ward is able to identify it and do exactly what you're supposed to do, which is throw over the blitzer. So let's break down exactly what we got going on this play. We have, first of all, Cam Ward is going to be reading this triangle of defenders here. They're going to be rotating into this immediately pre-snap, and we have 3 defenders defending 2 wide receivers. And what each of these defenders are in a zone, number 2 to the bottom of the screen here. If either one of those top wide receivers come over the middle of the field, he'll take them. That most shallow defender, the guy near the 50-yard line right now, he's going to be jumping up on any flat routes, where that number 4, that deep safety, he is going to be taking any sort of deep route, which there is a go route here, but the safety isn't far enough over. And when you have the arm strength that Cam Ward has, if you're not far enough over, he is going to make you pay. So look at this. Safety doesn't get far enough over, and Cam Ward puts a perfectly accurate throw onto the sidelines. Let's just continue to talk about what kind of defense they were in here. What it actually turned up being, like I said, this safety is going to step up. He's going to cover the middle of the field. We have our flat corner, and then we have our deep safety, which leaves that there. It's small on this play. This hole right here, it's small, but that's our hole shot. That's what we want Cam Ward to go ahead and hit, and he just absolutely lasers that. Now, our next play here, it's going to be an RPO. We're going to read a linebacker and just throw right over his head. But the reason, this play doesn't look very difficult, but what I love is Cam Ward is getting ready to throw the ball right now. You can see he just started his throwing motion, but the wide receiver has not even started his break yet. This is a throw with anticipation. This is a throw with trust in his wide receiver. This shows that he has practiced with these guys. He has the chemistry with these wide receivers. I know it doesn't look that impressive, but I'm telling you, there are guys who come out of college who can't throw with anticipation at all. So even a little bit of anticipation like that is something that we love to see. Our next play here, it's going to be a nice layered throw. There's going to be a throw right in between 3 defenders coming through from Cam Ward. Cal was up big in this game early, so they're going to be playing pretty soft on a lot of these defenses, and Cam Ward is going to have to find a way to get some guys open. So let's talk about what they are doing here. This is going to be, it looks like a cover 4 shell to start, but it actually plays out as a cover 3, with that near side safety is not going to be going deep. He's instead going to be taking the sideline, taking anything shallow under that deep safety. Then we have linebackers here all playing in the middle of the zone. It's a very, very safe play from the Cal defense here, but Cam Ward absolutely lasered that pass. Let's talk about what they were doing. We have from the top of the screen here a deep cross from our slot wide receiver, and then we are going to send our tight end on a wheel route, and then we will be sending our wide receiver out here on a little 10-yard curl. And what it's going to do is it's going to stress the defense. We're sending a lot of offensive passing threats into an area where there aren't a ton of defenders. And we're also going to send our running back out here on a little sit-down curl. And we can just see when we send this with those 3 wide receivers, or 3 receivers, one's a tight end, all into the same area of the field, it is just, they got too deep for the linebackers, stop before the safeties. Good play here. And the reason why these linebackers, that middle linebacker is slowing down, you can see, we're going to pause it right here. Right here. He stopped, and you can see he's starting to set his feet, and that's because he is seeing how wide open that running back is before the play, and he's not going to run up to him, but he's just going to stand still to make sure that running back, should he be getting the ball right now, he knows that running back isn't going to absolutely run for a touchdown or just go get a huge chunk of yards. And what that does is that opens up right behind the linebacker, and he gives up a completion. That's another great throw from Cam Ward. This next play is coming up. This is 3rd down and 18. Now, this is just more throws from Cam Ward on stuff that schematically isn't like super open, but his arm, the pass velocity is just off the charts with this guy. So he's able to fit in a lot of things that a lot of other quarterbacks would not be able to fit in. All right, so what this play is going to be, first of all, we're looking at the defense. They are going to be bringing a cover 3 blitz. So what they're doing is these two linebackers are going to cross and try to confuse our offensive linemen with the blitz. Then we have a 3-high look right now. We're going to send this cornerback into a deep blue. This farther up, these two safeties, they're going to switch. The safety who is deeper right now is going to be stepping up into the middle of the field, where this safety that I have marked right now with the blue, he is actually going to be our deep safety on this play. And then the cornerback to the top of the football field, he will be our third defender. And then we have our nickel back here is going to be defending the sidelines. Like I said, the safety is going to come up. Now, what the Miami Dolphins will be doing to attack this, we've talked about how the defenses have had better play calls so far, but this is one where the Miami offense, we have a perfect play call for this. Remember how we had both of our linebackers are vacating the field? Remember that. So our X-wide receiver is going to be on a post. We're going to send Restrepo here on a deep crosser, and then Arroyo, our tight end, is going to be going on a shallow cross, and then we're going to send our other wide receiver from the top of the field on another shallow cross. And both of those shallow crosses are going to be wide open because the linebackers are going to vacate the field. Now, Cam Ward decides that he's not going to throw the wide open pass. You got to remember it is 3rd and 18, so this time it makes a lot of sense to go ahead and throw the deeper pass. So you could say that Cal's going to be leaving those guys open by design, but it's 3rd down. You want to make sure Cam Ward doesn't have a ton of time in the pocket, so you bring 2 linebackers on a blitz. Definitely sound decision making by the defense. Now our next play here, we're going to show off some of Cam Ward's mobility and his arm strength. So we have this play against Florida. He's got a guy in his face, and look at that. He's able to roll right and keep his eyes downfield, which is what we're looking for. We don't want him putting his eyes down and looking at the blitzers. We want him to continue to look down the field and keep a good base where he's able to throw the ball at any time. And he has a very flexible arm, so he's able to throw it across his body. We're okay with across his body. It just can't be across your body and across the football field. So Cam Ward, his guy comes back. He's able to make a great play here. Now here's going to be one of the best plays I could find, showing off the different arm angles he could throw with. That's a fun one. I wish I had the end zone angle, but there's a steady cam right over Cam Ward's arm from the end zone angle. So you actually can't see. We don't have a better angle of this throw, but you can see his arm is sideways and he puts it right on his guy. Maybe it's like maybe 6 inches too far out in front of him, but this is definitely a catchable pass. Just showing off that arm flexibility that not a lot of quarterbacks have. One of the reasons why Cam Ward was drafted so high in the NFL draft this season. Now, our next play is going to be just look at this accuracy. He's identifies that we have cover 1 to the top on this play. So our deep safety, he's going to be getting depth, which means Cam Ward knows that he has one-on-one command coverage to the top of the field. He trusts his guy. He says, my guy's better than you. I'm just going to go ahead and throw it up, see what I can do. And this play only works if the pass is perfectly accurate, which, of course, on this play it is. The safety is closing on this play, and the cornerback is playing is there as well. That's a really great throw, and that's called throwing your guy open. Now, I was also talking about his mobility, and I know a lot of people have seen a lot of these scrambles, but we just got to show him off just to prove that this guy can absolutely run when stuff isn't available. When stuff's not available, usually he rolls right or left and looks for a pass, but if you're in man coverage and everyone has their back turned to Cam Ward, he's going to absolutely make you pay for it with a long run. He also has this play against Florida State. I mean, I didn't time how long he survives on this play, but this one's kind of insane. Just gets away from absolutely everyone. The camera zooms so far out so you can barely even see that the pass was completed at the end, but he is getting away from everyone. And this is Florida State's defense. I understand they weren't good this season, but they have high-level recruits on this football team, and Cam Ward's getting away from all of them. Now, we're going to, with our next play here, we're going to get into Cam Ward. One of his number one problems is he likes to chase the deep pass or the flashy play instead of just taking what is there for you. We watched a quarterback out of Michigan drafted in the 6th round about 20-something years ago. He made it to the Hall of Fame, won a ton of Super Bowls. All he did was took what the defense gave him, and that's what you got to do in football. Both these next plays are going to be on first down, and Cam Ward is going to pass up open guys to keep looking down the field looking for a bigger play. So let's for you. Now, this is going to be another more of the same. The tight end at the bottom of the screen is going to be wide open. Cam Ward is going to come back and hit him, but just throw it right now. It's first down. Let's pick up some yards here. I mean, Cam Ward is going to scramble. He's going to scramble, so he doesn't hit the tight end, but he's going to hit another player on this play. But there's no, in the NFL, you're not going to be able to get away with this. Guys are a sustainable way of running offense, and it's just something that we want to see Cam Ward improve on in the NFL. We want to make sure he's taking what the defense is giving him. We know he has a lot of arm talent, but just don't take what the defense gives you and live to fight on second down, or even if these guys break a tackle, the next first down.